In lesson 14, we will talk about the particle 咗, which is the aspect marker that indicating the perfect aspect. Then we will have the question word 幾耐 and the state verb 識. After that, we will introduce the sentence conjunction. First sentence conjunction is in pair, 因為 and 所以. 因為 for giving reason and 所以 for giving result. The second one is a contrast conjunction, 不過. Now we can see the first sample sentence of the day. 陳小姐學咗泰文3個月. In this sentence, we will focus on the aspect marker 咗. 咗 is a particle that indicating the perfect aspect. Some people may think the word 咗 is used for showing past tense, but it's not that case. It's a perfect aspect marker directly acting after the verb. It's used for emphasizing the action have been finished. So the focus point is finished. For tenses, sometimes it's in simple past tense, sometimes it's in present perfect tense. It's based on the contents. Okay, in this sentence, the verb is 學 means to learn, and 學咗 means have learned. The action has been finished. Let's see more examples. 做 means to do, and 做咗 means did or have done. 食 means to eat, 食咗 means ate or have eaten. 瞓覺 is a separable verb, means to sleep. 瞓咗覺 means slept or fallen asleep. Go back to the sentence. We have 陳小姐 as the topic. 陳小姐 Miss Chen, and what she have learned is 泰文, Thai, the language. Okay, and then we have 3個月, 3 months. The sentence 陳小姐學咗泰文3個月 can translate as Miss Chen has studied Thai for 3 months, or Miss Chen studied Thai for 3 months. In this sentence, we mentioned a language, Taiwan, Thai. In Cantonese, when we talk about language, there are 3 words that we should know. The first one is Mun. Mun is the language that we write. The second one is Yu. Yu is the language that we speak. In Cantonese, we should have the concept that character and pronunciation is separate. Mun is talking about the character, and Yu is talking about the colloquial thing. In Asia, we have a concept called Han Cultural Circle. Han refers to the Han character, 漢字. That's the writing system that we use. And Han Cultural Circle is referring to countries that is using or have used Han character, 漢字, as their writing system. But different countries speak different languages. That means one character can carry many different pronunciations. For example, here on the screen shows a character that means cow. In Cantonese, this character read as ngao. And in Mandarin is niu. For Japan, ushi and gyu is the common pronunciation. And in Korean, the pronunciation is so. The character that we see is man, and ngao, niu, ushi, gyu, and so is yu. Because you are learning Cantonese, so there's one more word that you will frequently hear when you learn Cantonese is wa. Commonly, wa is translated as dialect, and strictly speaking, wa refers to the language spoken in a particular region of a country. Most countries are divided into different regions, and Wa is the language that used in the region. When we want to say a language, we just need to add 文, 語 and Wa after the country name or the first word of the country, or we can say the place name or the first word of the place. For example, English, okay, for written is 英文, and for spoken is 英語. That's why sometimes you'll hear people say 英文, and sometimes you'll hear people say 英語. Okay, and for Wa, because English is the common language of the country, so we don't say 英華. The pronunciation of 英華 is a school in Hong Kong. One more example. For Japanese, when we are talking about the writing system, we'll say 日文. And when we are talking about the speaking things, we'll say 日語. Or sometimes you'll hear 日本語. Also, Japanese is a common language of the country, so there's no 日本話. But if we are talking about the language that speak in a specific region that in Japan, then we can use the word 話. Like Japan has many different regions, and then different regions speak in different accents, such as people living in Kansai speak in Kansai Ben. That's 關西話 in Cantonese. For Cantonese, mostly you'll hear 粵語 and 廣東話. 廣東 Canton is a place. Cantonese is originated from Canton, so we call it 廣東話. And 粵 is another name of Canton. There are many different accents in Canton. Cantonese is not the only one, but Cantonese is the common language that used in this area, so we call it 粵語. In a very long period of time, Cantonese is only refers to the speaking language. But in these few years, a new term comes out. It's called 粵文. In specific, people are still arguing what should be counted as 粵文. But generally, 粵文suggests write what we speak. What that means, okay? There's another concept called 書面語. 書 means book. 書面 is like something like the book phrase. 書面語 refers to writing system that used in books or any other printing materials. It's a system that really similar to Mandarin. But there's a big gap between spoken Cantonese and Mandarin. So the way that we speak and the way that we write is like a two different role. Learning 書面語, I call it standard Chinese or standard Cantonese, is not that easy for many of the Hong Kong people. And that's why some people may argue that 書面語, the standard Chinese or the standard Cantonese, is not our thing. And they suggest people write what we speak. That's 粵文. If you are a really new learner of Cantonese, a friendly reminder is that don't try to learn Cantonese from song lyrics and TV subtitles or movie subtitles, because 90% of the song lyrics or TV series subtitles, movie subtitles are written in written Cantonese. That's 書面語. You will be really confused because the language that the actor or the actress speak and the subtitles that they provide is in two different systems. The grammar is different and vocabularies are different. But if you just want to use it to practice your listening skill, that's okay. Okay, go back to our grammar things. Let's see one more example for the first sample sentence. 我做咗2年老師. Okay, 我 is the topic. I 做 to do 咗 the aspect marker means did or have done. 2年 2 years 老師 teacher. 我做咗2年老師 means I have worked as a teacher for 2 years or I was a teacher for 2 years. Okay, you can see the word order is a little bit different from the first sentence that we see. We changed the word order of the last 2 elements, the duration, the time, and the object. Only for meaning, 我做咗2年老師 and 我做咗老師2年 is the same. Okay, they are talking about the same thing. Just in grammar, if 2年 acting before the noun, the object, the function of it is a verb. And if the duration, the time acting after the noun, the object, 老師, it became a complement. Okay, just grammatically different. But for meaning, they are the same. Just like, for example, the first sentence, 陳小姐學咗泰文3個月 and 陳小姐學咗3個月泰文. The meaning is the same. Okay, just for the first sentence, 3個月 is a complement. And for the second sentence, 3個月 is a verb. Okay, now we have the second simple sentence of today. 你學咗廣東話幾耐? In this sentence, we will talk about the question word 幾耐. 幾耐 is a question word used for asking duration. In this sentence, 你 is the topic, you, and 學咗 have learned 廣東話 Cantonese, and 幾耐 is the question word. 你學咗廣東話幾耐 means how long have you been studying Cantonese? And for answer, we can say 我學咗1年半 I have studied for a year and a half. Or we can say 我學咗廣東話1年半. Here we skipped 廣東話 because it's in a conversation. What we are talking about is really clear. So when we are clear the things that we are talking about, we always skip it. Or we can skip more things in this sentence. We can skip 學咗 or 我學咗. Also, we can just answer by 1年半. It's also okay because it's in a conversation. Okay, let's see one more example. 你拉咗幾耐小提琴? Just like what we have mentioned, we can switch the position of the duration and the object. So here in this sentence, we placed the time verb before 小提琴, before the object. So it's also the same meaning. For this sentence, we have 你 you 拉咗 have played 幾耐 how long 小提琴 violin. 你拉咗幾耐小提琴 means how long have you been playing violin? The answer can be 我拉咗小提琴8年. I have been playing the violin for 8 years. Okay, here we mentioned the way that we play a music instrument. In Cantonese, the word that really means to play is 玩. 玩 you use in a situation that you really have fun in this activity. It should be the leisure activity, not learning the things. Just like when we talk about sports. For sports that we use our hand to play, we will use the word 打 to hit the ball. And then for balls that use our foot to kick, we will use the word 踢 to kick the ball. So for music instrument, generally, music instrument is 樂器 music instrument. So generally, we can say 玩樂器 refers to play music instrument. But for specific items, we will use different expressions, such as kam is one of the earliest music instruments in China. The outlook of kam is like what I have shown on the screen. It's a string instrument. For string instrument that we can directly use our finger to play, we will use the verb 彈 to flick. So 彈琴 is to play the music instrument called kam. In Mandarin is 琴. For Western music instrument, harp is a string instrument that can directly use the finger to play it. We call it 豎琴. So 彈豎琴 is to play the harp. Only one instrument is special, that's 鋼琴. 鋼琴 is piano. Piano counts as a percussion, but it also has the word kam. It counts as one of the kam. And when we play piano, we can directly use our finger to play it. So to play piano, we can say 彈鋼琴. Then for other string instruments that can play with tools, such as violin and cello, when we play violin and cello, we will use a bow, and the action is like pulling and dragging. So for things like that, we will use the verb 拉. 拉 means to pull and to drag. To play violin is 拉小提琴, and 拉大提琴 is to play cello. For instruments that use tools to hit, like drum, we can say 打鼓 to play the drum. And for instruments that need to use the mouth to blow, like flute, we will use 吹 as the verb, like 吹笛 to play the bamboo flute, 吹長笛 to play the flute, and 吹單簧管 to play the clarinet. So when we are talking about to play an instrument, there are 4 verbs that we can use. The first one is 彈. 彈 refers to directly play the string instrument by fingers. And then the second one is 拉. 拉 refers to use tool to pull and drag. And the third one is 打. 打 refers to use tools to hit. And the fourth one is 吹. 吹 refers to use your mouth to blow. When you're talking about seriously playing an instrument, better to use a specific action verb they have. Don't use the verb play. Because when we use the verb play, it's just like a really leisure thing and not taking it really serious. Now we have the third sample sentence. 我嫲嫲識整蛋糕. Here we'll learn the word 識. 識 is a modal verb, or we call it stay verb. The direct translation of 識 to English is to know. When we add a skill after 識, that means we have the ability of this skill. And when we add a person after 識, that means we can recognize that person, we know that person. Such as after 識 we add a skill 整蛋糕. 蛋糕 means cake. 整蛋糕 means to make cake. So 識整蛋糕 means I have the ability to make the cake. I can make the cake. Okay, in this sentence, 我嫲嫲 is the topic. 我嫲嫲 means grandma. So 我嫲嫲識整蛋糕 means my grandma knows how to make cake. We can change the skills that people know to make different sentences. Such as here, we change the skill to 法文. 法文 is French. And 我嫲嫲識法文 means my grandma knows French. If we change the skill to a person like 瑪麗 Mary, that means grandma know this person. Like 我嫲嫲識瑪麗 is My grandma knows Mary. Okay, for negative sentence, just like other modal verbs, add in front of it. 我嫲嫲唔識法文 is my grandma don't knows French. And yes, no question is 識唔識？你嫲嫲識唔識法文？ Does your grandma know French? And if you want to ask what skill do the person knows, you can use the sentence pattern like that. 你嫲嫲識咩啊？ Okay, use question word to replace the skill. 你嫲嫲識咩啊？ What does your grandma know? Okay, here is the fourth sample sentence of today. In this sentence, we will talk about the sentence conjunction 因為 and 所以. In Cantonese, 因為 and 所以 is a pair. We can use it in the same sentence. 因為 means because, and 所以 means so or therefore. So, 因為 used for giving reasons, and 所以 used for providing results. For example, 因為我上緊堂 I'm having lesson. And then 所以冇聽電話means haven't answered the phone. So for this sentence, 因為我上緊堂所以我冇聽電話 means because I was having class, I didn't answer the phone. Even 因為 and 所以 is in pair, but in daily conversation in speaking, most of the case we will only use one. Just like if we provide the reason first, we will drop the conjunction 因為. So 我上緊堂所以冇聽電話 will be more common in conversation. It's just the same meaning, nothing different. And if you provide the result first, then the result have to move to the front and use 因為 at the back to give reason. Like 我聽日唔去行山啦. Okay, the result is I'm not going to hiking tomorrow, and then I have to provide the reason. 因為 because 我要返學 I need to go to school. So the whole sentence is I'm not going to hiking tomorrow because I have to go to school. Okay, finally we come to the last sentence structure. 我中意返學，不過唔中意做功課. Here, we will talk about 不過. 不過 means but. It's a contrast conjunction. So contrast conjunction connect two sentences that is in contrast, opposite or concession. For example, here, 我中意返學 I like to go to school is a positive thing. And then 不過 but 唔中意做功課 don't like to do homework is a little bit negative. 我中意返學不過唔中意做功課 I like going to school but I don't like doing homework. Let's see one more example. 媽媽識煮飯不過唔係成日煮媽媽識煮飯 Mom knows how to cook. 不過 but 唔係成日煮 not often cook. So the whole sentence is Mom can cook, but she doesn't cook very often. Okay, that's all for today's lesson. We have talked about the usage of aspect marker 咗 and the question word 幾耐. Then we have the state verb 識. After that, we have the conjunction pair 因為 and 所以. 因為 for giving reason and 所以 for giving result. And finally, we have the contrast conjunction 不過. Okay, here's today's lesson. If you have any questions, just feel free to drop me a message. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.